Hey everybody, my name's Kyle, and this is Track by Track, music reviews, news, and commentary. When it comes to new music from legacy rock bands, is there any doubt there's an exceptionally high bar that's been set, often decades in the past? Few acts that experienced the height of their popularity in the 60s and 70s are still recording today, and fewer still are making music that even comes close to the level of what made them legends in the first place. In the case of the Rolling Stones, it's been nearly 20 years since they last released an album of new music. 2005's A Bigger Bang was arguably less explosive than its title might suggest, and fan regard for albums like Bridges to Babylon, Voodoo Lounge, and Steel Wheels was mixed at best. So, while a nearly two-decade gap between albums may have whetted fans' appetite for new Stones, I think it's fair to say expectations for the music to come from Hackney Diamonds was, well, not high. When the album's lead single came out a couple weeks ago, my initial reaction was tepid. Angry had a nice bite to it that was refreshing to hear, but the production was a bit too modern for my preference. I have to say, though, that the song has grown on me immensely since then, and while I still think it's far from perfect or even a classic, I do like it a lot. Now with the arrival of the second single, Sweet Sounds of Heaven, my emotional reaction was not delayed at all. It was very immediate. I'm not even sure if I was even a minute into the song before I found myself thinking, holy shit, this is really good. The band has stated that they wanted to record songs that felt more like their previous eras, and Sweet Sounds of Heaven certainly nails that. I love the gospel feel of the song that calls to mind a mix of their Exile on Main Street era with no small amount of Gimme Shelter. Lady Gaga sang that classic track live with the band in 2012, which you can hear on the Stones' live album released earlier this year. Following that performance, she would have been a natural choice for this new song. Her backing vocals stayed tastefully restrained for most, not all, but most of the track, rarely overpowering things. It's worth noting this is predominantly a piano-driven track, with the Stones tapping another legend, Stevie Wonder, for those duties. I'm not sure if it's Stevie playing throughout, because, again, there's no showboating going on here. The performance is perfectly in service of the song, so bravo for that. I do have my nitpicks about the song, though. At almost 7.5 minutes, it does run on a little long. After the fake-out ending, we get a reprise that seems a bit chaotic at times, with Lady Gaga possibly flubbing a lyric, singing she can smell rather than hear the sweet sounds of heaven. And while the production feels more appropriate on this song than on Angry, I can't help but wish it was a bit dirtier, maybe fully embracing that Exile on Main Street vibe. All in all, though, Sweet Sounds of Heaven is arguably the best thing the Stones have recorded since the 80s, and now, paired with Angry, it would seem the Rolling Stones may be poised for a comeback far greater than most fans realistically may have expected. If I was cautiously optimistic about the release of Hackney Diamonds before, I'm certainly more excited now. I can't wait to hear more. Once again, my name's Kyle, and this has been Track by Track. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, plus be sure to check out some of these other videos below that I think you might also enjoy. And of course, be sure to click subscribe, because true music fans always want new releases the day they come out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.